Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Woodville here in Cities Skylines, where last episode, guys, we kind of rejigged around the train network, and for the most part, I think it's really worked out. We're now able to export goods so much more easier, so much more simpler. They're not all using the same route, which is really pretty much doubled, or you could even argue tripled our exports, because now they're using other alternative routes. And rather than waiting for one train to get out of here, they're now kind of like, going multiple in different directions. Well, today I want to take a look at the infrastructure, something that we haven't really upgraded or played around with for quite some time. And I want to enable it to kind of utilize the highways a little bit more. And what we're going to do today then is kind of create a couple of new junctions and solve some of the traffic issues that we are now seeing around Woodville. So if you guys do enjoy this, I want to see more, then please make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new in here, make sure you do subscribe so you will notified when that next episode does come out. But boys, we are back right now. We are back. We've just got to 80,000 residents within the whole town right now. This little village is becoming quite the city, don't you think? So what I want to take a look at first then is this area over here, because we recently implemented in the cargo harbour over here, Cargo airport hub, there we go. I almost forgot what it was called right there. And I integrated this little kind of section here that allows vehicles to enter the highway and skedaddle out of here. Now that's great, but still, to get vehicles down here, it's either coming off here or driving down this long road or this way, blah, 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 blah. I want to utilize this highway going all the way up because this kind of tears through the whole of the town to the industrial areas and kind of connects here, there, and everywhere. And what I want to do is I want to redo this little junction here. I never made this. Don't go, Sadiak, what is this right now? I never made this, okay, guys? I never made it. But I want to kind of extend this highway coming over and connect up to this road here, which will allow the vehicles to then access the airport and the cargo harbour a whole lot easier than driving all the way down and around here and all that kind of jazz. So I need to redo this, enable it to also kind of connect to the highway underneath it, and have a connection over there as well. So it's going to be a little bit interesting, but hopefully we can create something pretty beautiful. Hopefully we can. And then we'll go take a look at all the other issues we got lying around. So I think first things first, then we kind of need to kind of figure out a game plan. I think as this highway comes down, it's then going to elevate over. And I think from the get-go, we'll just make it elevate all the way over to over here. Then I think I'll create a little Trumpet Junction to connect to there. I think that's all I've really got to do. And then here we did the obvious kind of slip roads, like like this kind of style in many ways, but we'll kind of make it a little bit more jazzy. So at the minute then, we're going to actually upset a lot of people because a lot of vehicles are currently using these routes. So get rid of those, there we go. I'm going to push it back by a fair bit so we can have a really good run up with elevating the road. Now, I know we need to do all the lane math and all that kind of jazz, but I think for now, what I'll do is we'll bring it to about there, and from here we'll bring it up then by 10. We'll sort the lane math out further down the road. I get it. I just want to get all the spacing set up correctly. So if that elevates up at this point, we're going to bring it directly over. Well, if I bring it there first, bam, there we go. So bring it to there and then bam, straight over. Bringing this all the way down to just here. And then this obviously is going to follow. And then we're going to bring this straight over there to there. And then that's when we go on to create our beautiful little Trumpet Junction. As best as we can do it anyway, as best as we can do it. Actually, I'm going to bring it out by another 10 on both sides. There we go. So it's a little bit bumpy here, there, and everywhere. And I wonder if I selected, including no trees. Right, go all the way across to there. And now it's going to deselect the stuff that I don't want. There we go. Goodbye, goodbye. Right, there we go. There's a little train. Oh, hold on. There we go. I think that's now deselected the stuff I don't want. I wonder if I can angle it, like align the, or slope to the objects. Oh no. Okay, we're not going to play around with that. I won't mess around with it just yet. So let me just flip this now, go in the right direction. There we go, all the way up. Ba-bam, ba-bam, ba-bam. So I think first things first then, we'll take a look at sorting this out before we sort out the trumpet section just over there. So what I basically want to do here then is create the ability for these guys to connect to this little area. So what happened here? Yeah, I'd like to delete that, thank you. So I have no idea what happened there. So there's a multiple ways in which I can simply do this. What I could do is I could lead roads that kind of fly over to connect down. I can make it like a really, really grand junction. Or I could do stuff like where I do the Cloverleaf Junction. Now the Cloverleaf is not too bad. I don't know if we have any Cloverleafs in here. No, we've got that there. No, we don't have any Cloverleaf Junctions in. They're not bad. I mean, but if they got like loads of traffic on, you're kind of tripping up over yourself with certain vehicles. Which, for the most part, it can work out, but, you know, at the same time, it's not really great. So I don't know whether to go too elaborate or whether that will be a little bit too OTT, when I can just keep something as simple as a Clover Junction. Pretty easy. Like, we have one already set up that I can implement in. Now, looking at the kind of needs for this area, we don't really have too many vehicles tooting around this area, do we? But if I was to create a Clover Junction here, I'm going to have to elevate a lot of all the stuff. Now, there's a few other options that I do have to hand. And that's also a Clover Junction there. That's a little bit more elaborate, a little bit way too big. I got like the standard ones like this. That could work. That's what we got over here, right? It's very similar to what we've got set up over there. Now, that could work, but it then does mean I then got to elevate the road going back over again instantly. So I don't know whether to kind of keep then to the Clover, because I can elevate that a lot sooner. Yeah. Right, we're going to pause again. Well, I say again, we didn't pause in the first place. Delete all to there. And I could have created something so elaborate, but I don't think it really matters. I don't think it needs something so freaking elaborate just yet, because I don't have huge demands on this road. So something so elaborate and sophisticated is not going to be needed. It really isn't. Let me just move these because they're stopping me from doing what I need to do. So if I bring that to about there, right, bam, it's kind of integrated within this whole little area right now. If I then just get the roads connected over, oh my goodness me, they're perfectly aligned straight. That's weird. Bring that down to there. These ones aren't so perfectly aligned, but it's okay. Bring that to there. That. Oh snap! That was funky. That was real funky right there. To there. So just get these all connected, just so they're connected for now. Back into play mode. I know the train line here is not connected, so again, I'll pause it one more time. And let's just elevate this area. Let me just sort this out, and then we're good. So elevate, elevate, elevate. There we go. And we're also going to elevate you and you. You and you. There we go. So just so I can select this whole strip to the center there. I don't know whether this is all going to work if I align it right now, or whether I'm going to have to. Oh yeah, it did. Sweet. And then select all these little points that we've now got. To then slope them. You see how this is working right now? This is how I could have made this junction a whole lot easier to align to a height level. It makes a little bit more sense on this side. Now, granted, like I said, it is, these Clover Junctions aren't the best because they can cause traffic to trip over one another. But we'll sort it out. We'll make it as good as we can. What's going on here? Is that already aligned as good as it can be? Maybe. But yeah, we'll sort it out as good as we can, just trying to maximize what we can get from it. I do need to upgrade some of the roads here for lane management, and with that said, we should be okay to a certain extent. So that sorts this out anyway, so all good. Which means I can get the train line back into over here. So if I bring that like directly, bring it to here to begin with. We'll anarchy it to there and then just go up. Just for the sake of getting it all connected. we're pretty much back to normal. Nothing has changed at the moment. So let me just sort out all of this then, because it is going to cause issues in the long run. So stuff like here, oh, hold on. It needs to be a 2-laner, because, you know, lane math. And here, oh, they're meant to be elevated. There we go. And we'll just sort out the lane connections right now. So this is how it's pretty much going to work. So no one trips over one another as they're entering and leaving. But the old downside to this kind of system is when a vehicle coming down here wants to turn off here and go that way, sometimes they can get tripped over with vehicles going this way because they all got to crisscross over. And that's why these cloverleaf junctions aren't really the best. But they work fine when there's a low amount of traffic. So that's kind of all I need to do there. I then have to do the kind of the same system now. Just here and here. Because, you know, lane math. And let's get all this sorted. There we go. And then this kind of whole junction's then done. So we're not really going to see much change from this. It's not until we get the ability to connect to it here where we might start to see this used a little bit more. And that's where we're now going to pretty much set it up. So as of right now, it is a 3-lane road. I don't know if we need such a big, wide road like this. To whether we can maybe implement or turn it into something like a 2-lane road. So it's going to mess up the whole system right now of the lane management. We'll come back and figure it out anyway, but I feel like that's kind of all we need. Don't need to go on the 3-lane kind of side of things. So we're going to have more space to bring it round this way. It is quite close to there, so maybe I can incorporate that on a roundabout as it connects to it. Maybe that's what we're going to do. So, right, let's start here then. So if I bring this out by a 10 by 10, and to keep it somewhat close, I'm going to do a 15 by 13, and the reason it kind of is 13 there is because it comes a little bit more narrower. The gap there is narrower than this gap. And then we'll do a 10 by 10 there. So then this should be borderline like a 15, well, 13. Ooh, that's, oh, do you know what I should have done? I should have actually brought it down by 5. There we go. So I know I've got to sort out all the angles. Bring it down to 10 there. That then becomes a 13 by 13. So it bends around right now. This is what really creates our Trumpet Junction. And we're gonna make these kind of go underground, and we're going to sort out a big roundabout here. And off the roundabout, it goes up and then bends in this direction to connect to this. So we're not having too many junctions side by side. So basically then, we kind of then want these two segments here. We're going to align them right down just before the ground starts to change. And then we're going to select every segment then going up to that point. And I feel like this is not going to work now because of the way I've selected these points. But nope, works out just fine. GG, everybody. And we're going to pause again now as I'm going to actually wait for that train to pass by. As, oh, why am I in schools? As we're now going to delete this. As we're going to turn this now into underground mode. So I think we'll delete that to there, delete that back a little bit more. So I want this to go into underground mode pretty early. And then straight up to here, and then pop back out. Easy, easy peasy. So here, 22, here, 21. That's pretty much replicated what we just had, but underground. And then nobody knows any different. Or so he says. So what we're going to do now then is we're now going to get, because we got the road with the grass. I'm not sure why we have the road with the grass. We just simply have the road with the grass here. Which at this point going up a 13. Actually, let me pause. Delete you. Bring it back down. So if I just take it from there. Take you from here. So a 12 by 13. We'll take it. We'll take it. So with the roundabout mod, we are going to go for the... Do I go 3-lane highway? I'll do my usual. 3-lane highway by 60 radius. That would create this. And then... is that a 3-lane highway? I don't think that's a 3-lane... That's a 3-lane road, isn't it? Yeah, that's a 3-lane highway. So we'll see how that kind of goes. And I just got to flip this road back around on itself. There we go. And then we just simply need to get this connected. So it all feels wrong. But it's because we're coming from a 3-lane to a 2-lane onto a roundabout. It is what it is. Okay. It's going to be what it is. So bring that to there. And we should have had that hooked to the bottom like that. And we'll try our best right now to kind of just create something like that. It's not perfect, but it should do what it needs to do. Okay. So we're going to sort out the junction restrictions right now. So even though nobody can cross, there we go. Make sure they can't jump straight into the highway like that. Set this up. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. And then we do the give way sign. So everybody coming onto the highway must give way. They're exiting, so they ain't got to worry. You give way. You give way. Oh, no, you don't need to do nothing because you're exiting. Sweet. There we go. Done. Right, okay. So play mode then. It will take a minute or two right now for everyone to kind of figure out what has just happened. What has just gone down. But ultimately, we now have the ability for them to connect directly to the highway there, which I feel like once I upgraded these into 2-laners, I might have slightly messed this up. There we go. All right, leave it as that. I ain't going to mess around too much because I don't feel like there's going to be a lot of traffic on this. I really don't. So, with that said, how it works is then, to get to the airport, you've got to come through around the roundabout, wherever way, and enter here. And if you want to exit and go via this way, you just simply do a right turn, come down, turn off there, and you don't interrupt any traffic going around to get in. So that is amazing. It's perfect. It really is. So we'll give it a minute or two then for them to kind of realize and update and kind of sort themselves out and know that this is now a new route that they can take. So let them do what they've got to do. And I know we have an issue just over here with the amount of vehicles tearing through. I feel like a roundabout would be ideal in this situation as well. So that was a 3-lane. It should have been a 3-lane highway, which we're going to implement, ba-bam, just there. And we're going to set up now the same systems that we've got down everywhere else. So over here then, I know no one's crossing, but it's just something that I want to add into each one. So everyone on the roundabout can free flow through. So hopefully this will then aid the traffic a little bit more. And we can really get the vehicles moving. Because not everyone wants to go up through here. And as much as there's going to be traffic up there, this at least allows traffic to flow through and get it to where it needs to kind of get to. We do have a lot of traffic tearing through and up here, which is a bit chaotic at times. But that should see more vehicles pushing through rather than being at a standstill at a dead junction. So hopefully that can kind of sort things out slightly. I mean, there's a lot of traffic. It is what it is. It's just going to be one of those things, but at least we can start pushing some through. And if we kind of seem to always have this issue, then we're really going to have to think about hooking up some exploitation areas nearby. Because we can't be having that all the time. We can't be having these issues all the time. But it's moving vehicles. It's slowly moving the vehicles. Nice. Nice. Now, I don't know if we turn this into a one-way road, because we also have vehicles coming this way. I don't know if that's to anybody's benefit. I don't think it is. So what if I turn that into... And I'll turn it into a highway road coming in this way. Because then we don't have vehicles coming the opposite way, which won't kind of switch them over as they try and get around there and slow them down entering in. But I don't know whether this is just a problem we have all the time, or just like the problem we have at this time of day. All I do know is, though, all the traffic that was built up here has now gone. So once this little backlog here pushes through to up there, it will allow these guys to flow in a bit more and a bit easier. And then that traffic's pretty much gone. I think we just solved it just by sticking a roundabout on it. Okay, not too shabby. Not too shabby. How are we doing over here then? Oh wow, we're starting to see a lot of vehicles using this. Okay, which might make this slightly redundant. Maybe, maybe not, I don't know. It looks like they're turning off and entering here, but then exiting round there, which I don't mind. You just let the odd vehicle, you know, I think the vehicles that will use this are the ones that want to go straight on up. Am I right in saying that? No. You're going that way. Where are you going? You're going straight on, unless you decide to turn around here and go round. Nope, you're going straight on. Sweet. Okay, that's interesting. But now it kind of gives that new dynamic to entering around this area. The infrastructure has now been upgraded so well that multiple vehicles can now come in. They haven't got to just solely rely on the trains. Right? So that's good. It also could open up this whole area here for development too. Do I build on this area, guys, with more residential? Do I expand the side of Woodville, pushing it back slightly? Ooh. If so, I'll have to kind of reconfigure this little section here as it kind of enters in. A few ways in which we can connect to the highway too to kind of get that connection. Wow, we have a couple of options, don't we? Right, how is this doing right now? That backlog going round is now cleared, which is slowly pushing this through. Good to see. Why is their vehicles going back this way? They're coming back this way to turn round. They do know they shouldn't be doing that, right? Right, if I upgrade the whole of this road here to highway, or make sure that it's all facing the right direction. There we go. And that should filter vehicles in. We should be all good then at that point. Just the simplest things can make the biggest difference. It amazes me. They're all exporting pretty good. Something else I've been thinking about, guys, is getting rid of this whole connection here to the inlet of the Robins Hood area and getting them to only use this connection, because then it leads all the traffic to be on here. I don't know about that. I want to give that a little bit more time and thought before we do process down that route. But wow, the amount of vehicles using this junction. I'm impressed. I'm quite happy about that at the same time too. I am quite happy about that. Now, where are we seeing more traffic issues that I don't really know exist just yet? Let's take a look around the areas that I don't really pay much attention to. There's a little bit of issue over here, but that is to be expected because it does cross over two highways. I'm not worried about that too much too yet. Not worried about that much just yet. Oh, wow, I said all the words in the wrong order. That's still coming in, but it's slow. Oh, hold on. Ooh, are they not classed as being a part of the road because of how the road is? So if I upgrade, there we go, that there to be in that type of road. Does that sort everybody out? Everyone happy now at this point? Hopefully. Ooh, I think it might be a time thing as well, because now all of a sudden we're starting to get loads more vehicles coming in and around. But at the end of the day, I know there's a lot of demand on this road. It pushes the vehicles through, so I don't need to worry too much, do I? I don't think I do. We have an issue over here. But it's okay. We had the issues come around here, which again, it's all going to the exportation areas. It's all going to the exportation areas right now. So again, I don't think it's much of a worry. It's all red around here, but it all seems to be flowing and moving. I think it just shows red because of how much traffic's on those roads. It's just not really much to worry about. I think we're okay. Smooth moves, Seniac. Smooth moves. So yeah, would we build on this area? I'm trying to think if we did, what would we do? I think I made this road here coming down actually bend this way and go this way, and that kind of connects as a T-junction. We'll kind of have to make all this little section here go underground. We have a highway running through here, which we could probably integrate something to, maybe. Who knows? I'm not 100% sure just yet on that kind of situation. But yeah, there's a lot of vehicles now driving in. I'm liking it. We've really opened up the possibilities of future connections. It's glorious. It's glorious, boys. Right, okay. So, unique buildings. What are we missing? We have the driving range. The fantastic fountain. I don't think I want any of those. Any unique buildings here that we're kind of missing? Not really. We have there the climate research station. Oh, no, that's a disaster memorial. Sorry. My bad. My bad. The old town. Surprised we haven't got the old town in just yet. The business park there. The floating gardens. The castle. I'm trying to see what would be good. The academic library is a good one too. The academic library. I feel like that is something that needs to be fit around this area. How big is the building? Okay, it's not huge. I could literally squeeze it in there. That's a bit too close for comfort. I could literally squeeze it in just here. Give it a little bit of breathing space just there. It's around the whole area right now, and I'm going to create some little paths just around it to kind of connect it up and hook it all up. So I'll run one right down there, and then one right down that side as well. Connects up to the road just here. Good. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't have that in. It just makes sense to be around the university area, doesn't it? It really does. So nothing really has to build kind of from that. We have the big cathedral, which I think is ridiculously big. A lot of water-based stuff right now, which I don't really want to squeeze in. We have the traffic park, boat museum. Nah, I think we're kind of okay right now. Don't think we'll do monuments. We won't get any of those monuments in. But let me just kind of go through the statistics and all the kind of stuff. I'm just going to check this out again. We're all okay over here, right? Yeah. Let me check this roundabout over here right now. Yeah, that's starting to die down a little bit. It's not too shabby. I mean, it's all moving. So yeah, I want to check out the statistics anyway, because I want to see if there's anything underlying issues that we don't know exists just yet. So, power. We're getting close. Gotta sort something out. Somebody mentioned about building more... Whoa, do they not have the power? I honestly think that's not enough power for those guys. They seem to be fluctuating just based off of the parking lot things. But yeah, I feel like we need, like somebody mentioned about building more dams. I know we have a dam over here which is coming through, but we have so many other streams coming through and down. I don't think we'll put them there because it's not wide enough. Like we have this here, this like section. We have all these little rivers heading out. It's all pushing in one direction. Like, you can place one over here with how fast flowing that water is. Get more natural power incoming. Water availability, again the same. That's going to be an issue very soon. Garbages seem to be okay at the minute. Wow, elementary schools. How have we left it this long? High schools as well. University. But then again, we kind of do need the uneducated, don't we? So I don't know whether to kind of leave that as it is. Just because we have the type of industries that require, like, you know, I wouldn't say uneducated workers, but require the vast amount of workers to be either uneducated or educated. So I'm not too sure about that one. Yeah. Happiness is kind of okay. Commercial happiness is not the greatest. Healthcare. Coverage is good. Average health is pretty low, so I think we need to kind of also look at potentially the childcare and the elder care, so people live a little bit longer. Levels, we've got the wind, which doesn't really matter towards us. Traffic, which is 83% traffic flow. I think the biggest issue right now is either this bit there, which looks fine, but I think it's mainly this section, which again is almost cleared. Now we've got traffic coming down this way. But it flows through. No one's got to worry. No one's got to worry. Pollution is just here. It's just mainly in like the garbage areas, obviously, or the industrial areas. But on average, it's only 1%. Noise pollution, not looking good. But there's ways in which we can reduce this. Like, you know, especially around here, is like using the sound barriers. Is this the... It's the... Bam. Okay, so if I just place it just here and here and here. Sound pollution. Has it reduced it? I just destroyed that bridge. Yes, it has a huge effect, to be honest with you. Look how much it's now reduced the sound going around it. Why do I not utilize these as much as I should? Oh, I'm destroying all the bridges right now. This is not good. That's reduced it so much. And it's really bad in like areas like this. I should really be utilizing these sound barriers so much more. I don't really use them in any of the series that I do. That's amazing how much that's been reduced. That really is. I mean, it's still there, obviously, but it just amazes me how much it's been reduced. I just want to play around with this side as well. Wow. So the average right now is 19%. That is the average. Makes no difference doing it there. Because that's just noise in general. I mean, I'm going wow like I'm not surprised. You know, that is its main job. is to reduce the sound. Is it only that version of it? We have one-way highway. Yeah, with 2 lanes on. So the bits that have little strips of singular lanes. Well, it's for 2 lanes. Sorry. That's it. Do we have like a one version? We don't. But that's good for like when it splits here. Or here when it goes into 2 lanes. And you can upgrade it just there. Well, I'm getting too carried away with these. But that's pretty cool, right? And how does it look? Yeah, not too shabby. Not too shabby. But leave that anyway, because I'm getting too carried away with now just sound. Fire safety, not looking great. We need to work on that. But then again, it's mainly all the trees that kind of offset us. So it's one of them weird ones. Crime. Wow, look how many criminals we got in jail. We need more jails. That's interesting. Public transport, as good as it can be, I suppose. Wow. Look how many jobs are available. We need more residents living here. So there is a few little underlying issues here and there. Imports, exports, all good. Land value. It's definitely high around areas where there's a park. And for some reason it's really high around here. I don't know what it is about this area that makes it feel so high. But yeah, areas around a park, as you can tell, it's all got a park surrounding it. Interesting. Natural resources. Lots of oil over there for some reason. Districts. Leisure. Terrain height. Heating. That stuff doesn't really matter to us. Road maintenance. Apparently got a little bit of road maintenance going on over here. I have no idea what it's for. But we seem to have some road maintenance going on over there. Escape routes. Oh, that's for when, obviously, natural disasters occur. We don't need that kind of stuff. Yeah, we don't. Okay, traffic routes. You can see where them peeps are mainly going. If you click on a building, see where they're coming from, where they're coming to. If I click on this little side gate here, can you not figure out what's going on just for those? Nah. We have the tourism side of it, which is 555 tourists in the last 40 minutes. That's good. City attractiveness is 72%. That's pretty high. That is pretty high. It's mainly tourists versus exchange students, and it's a mixture between high and medium wealth. Ooh, is Woodville quite fancy? We have no tours. Not really any park maintenance going on. Here's our industrial areas. These two bad boys. Which is all forestry. We have no post offices, which is something else that we need to implement. And obviously we don't really have any fishing going on. But if we was to, though, look at the amount of tuna fishing we can do in the big greater areas here. Shellfish going around. A little bit of anchovy. Lots of salmon in the streams. Shellfish just there. Salmon all up in here and anchovies. Look at the vast quality that we kind of have. And how perfect it is for tuna fishing around this area because we would create an industry. Holy moly. But guys, I think we're going to end it for here anyway. This junction's turned out really, really well. It's now kind of utilized these roads a whole lot more. Which in a way reduce trains, but you know, you could argue it then creates a train over here. But then again, you can argue it just completely makes all these planes filled 100%. Definitely going to think about filling this area up too. That could be on the cards for us to get done very, very soon. Train traffic ain't too bad. It ain't too bad. There's no big hold-ups. We're exporting pretty sweet anyway. That little roundabout we added in is always going to be under pressure. So I think like having some more generic exploitation areas nearby would be a really, really big help for us. I think it really would do. Things are okay over here anyway. Are they still bringing in lots of guests right now and passengers? They are. Some of them are. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Plane just landed just there. Oh, it just got empty before I can even check it out. Sad times. But yeah, I feel like we've now got control back of Woodville. I feel like we have. And everything progressing forward right now is going to be based on just continue to capitalize on the expansions. But I feel like all those stresses that we had are now pretty much gone. We can then focus on just creating the best little village, which is what it was meant to be, that we possibly can. I'm going to think about looking at kind of filling this area up. As we sprawl out, if I do, and over to here, whatnot, it slightly becomes more and more kind of rural and not so compact as it is. Kind of like vibes like how we got in the Wood Village area over here is what we'll kind of go with. But guys, let me know what you think about it in the comment section down below. If you did enjoy this episode, please make sure you smash that like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already so you're notified when the next episode does come out. But until next time, guys, I'll see you all soon. So, good.